Hi there, it's Marna Gale here from Big on Beagles Rescue. We're here for a very special reason tonight. This is our If We Had One Wish campaign for the holidays. It would be to find a loving new home for these two sweet little baby dolls. I am with Ritchie and Magnolia Pearl's mom, Terry, and she has asked us if we could find a loving new home for her babies, and she has a very good reason for that. Terry was diagnosed with Huntington's disease, and it has progressed to such a degree at this point that she physically cannot care for them any longer, and she wants nothing but the best for them. First, we'll talk about Ritchie. Ritchie came first for Terry. It was back in 2006, so he's been here for a long time, but boy, has he had a rough go of things from the very beginning. He was seized from his original home by the Toronto Humane Society due to severe neglect. And from there, Ritchie went into adoption, and they took great care of finding him a new home, or so they thought. Unfortunately, the individual who adopted him, only a few months later, in the middle of a move, he found a veterinary clinic, arranged to have him boarded there while he had these renovations done. Well, this fellow never came back to pick him up. We were contacted by the vet clinic about Ritchie in the hopes that we could come to his rescue and find him a good home. Ritchie's probably about 15 now. He had severe glaucoma in one of his eyes, and it turned out that he had to have it removed. And then we started our search for a permanent home, and that's when we met Terry and her husband Guy. But then a couple years later, Magnolia Pearl came along. Magnolia Pearl is probably, we're not sure entirely, because she was anonymously dumped at the shelter. She's probably about 8 or 9 years old now. So they contacted us. So she has problems with her skin. She's licking her feet compulsively, but she is on medication for that. So she's on a prescription diet. She's also on prednisone, which is really helping. Terry and her husband Guy decided to open their hearts and home to Magnolia Pearl as well, and then suddenly Ritchie had a little sister. There's the story on the little angels, and they're good little dogs. I mean, they're older, they're set in their ways, but they're very special, and we really want to try to keep them together. Or at least that will be a source of comfort for them in their new transition. If we had one wish this holiday season, it's not only to find a wonderful, loving new home for these two dogs, but it's also to give Terry, this wonderful, big-hearted, beagle-loving friend of ours, peace of mind, knowing that they're well cared for and they're loved. So I'm going to give the floor to Terry right now so that she can let you know in her own words about her beloved beagles here.
First of all, Ritchie would like you to know that he is officially Ritchie the One-Eyed Wonder Beagle.
That's right.
Has always been called. Now, he's 15, but he still has so much puppy in him.
Yeah.
Maggie is, she's a little nervous now, but she does take, this is not her typical behavior, but she's a little nervous. Now, as Lorna mentioned, I have Huntington's disease, which is a neurological disorder, but it's also degenerative, and I have osteoporosis, so I've had so many fractured and broken bones that aren't going to heal. It's just a point now that I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't look after them
Yes.
the way they deserve.
No, This is a really tough time you're going through, and we're just hoping that we can do right by you. When we find loving homes for our dogs, those adopters become friends of ours for life.
It's a community.
Yes, yeah. We're going to do everything possible to find this wonderful miracle for these two guys. We're not going to rush this process. We want to give that person out there time to give this some serious thought. If you have questions, if you want to inquire, please don't hesitate to email us. Terry is at home with these guys, so they're not used to a full working day. Our hope is that we can keep them together. We know it's the Christmas season, everyone. We know that the holidays brings a lot of busyness and traveling and visiting with friends and family. So, like I said, we're not, going to rush through the process. There is time. But it's our hope that we can find this perfect solution for them before too long, because it's really hard on Terry to be looking after these guys as their health gets progressively worse. It's just a really unfortunate situation she's dealing with. And if we find that perfect person or couple to adopt these two, then we can do this gradually, where you can get to know them, they can get to know you slowly before they actually make the move. I know you're out there. That's all I could say is I know you're out there. I hope you give us a call.